Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya Kwanza government is in total chaos as we speak. And they're fighting so many battles, which I'm not so sure whether they will be able to win all of them. Earlier today, the Attorney General and Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, held a meeting. Why do you think they met? And that meeting came after the High Court ruling. And then after that meeting, the Attorney General filed an appeal against High Court ruling on the 50 chief administrative positions which were declared unconstitutional. Which means they're also going to fight that battle. Remember, Kenyans are united that the office of the chief administrative secretaries, 50 of them, were unnecessary. So which means the war they are staging is actually a war against Kenyans. So they're still dealing also with the aftermath of the finance bill. Remember that finance bill, 90% of Kenyans said no to it. But they went ahead, used members of parliament, and passed it. So the aftermath of that finance bill is also on their neck. Fuel prices increased. Kenyans are already feeling it. And matatu operators have also announced that on Thursday, they are going to increase fare by 30%. So if you are in William Ruto's shoe, what would you do? And to add salt to injury, Raila Odinga has also called for Kamukunji rally, what is calling Saba Saba, the mother of all Saba Saba rallies, on Friday. So William Ruto's government, as we speak, are in total chaos. But I want us to look or do a critical analysis about Raila Odinga's speech during Azimio presser today. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, without any further ado, let us head straight to that particular speech. And let us begin by looking at the principals who are present. I think all Azimio principals were present during this particular press statement. Martha Karua was present, Raila Odinga was present, Kalonzo Musyoka was present, Eugene Wamalwa was present, Wajakoya the Fifth was present, Mwangi Waria was present, Jeremiah Kioni was present, and Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya was also present. One thing I'm questioning is whether Kioni and Oparanya are principals. But I want to assume Kioni's presence simply means Uhuru Kenyatta is also present. Oparanya is Raila Odinga's deputy party leader. So maybe he's also finding his way. Because there's even a rumor that there's a possibility of Kalonzo, Oparanya, or Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalwa ticket in 2027. But let us not dwell in that as at now. Their presence was significant. Now, let us look at the way Raila Odinga introduced the speech. In fact, that was very powerful. Listen into Raila Odinga talking about Kenyans tired. And the truth of the matter is that Kenyans, as we speak, are currently tired with this government. And that's why almost, if you read statements, comments on Kenya Kwanza leaders, all comments are hitting on them, including there's actually a unity amongst Kenyans against this government. Kenyans are tired. Listening to Raila Odinga introducing the speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here because the people are fed up. We all know there comes a time when people get tired of being taken for granted. There comes a time when people get tired being taken for fools. There comes a time when people get tired of getting tired and decide to act. That time has come. Consequently, we are embarking on some drastic actions against the Ruto illegitimate regime because of Ruto's own actions against us. Ruto is imposing taxes on us without our consent and making laws whose net effect is to make life increasingly difficult for our people. We are here because the taxation situation in the country and its accompanying injustices can no longer be tolerated. Ruto has even removed subsidies on fuel, unga, electricity, and even school fees, while giving subsidies to helicopter owners and using our money to finance lavish lifestyles of his allies. It has become clear that we are dealing with a dictator who also has no respect for wananchi.
Very powerful. And then there's another announcement which Raila Odinga made in his statement, and is also very important. For those who missed my analysis yesterday about Raila Odinga's Kamkunji rally or Saba Saba rally, please watch it. Raila Odinga talked of third liberation. This Kamkunji rally is actually going to be the beginning of the third liberation journey. And the Kamkunji is not only going to be in Nairobi. It's going to be across the country. I explained the significance of Saba Saba in my video yesterday. So please, if you missed it, watch it. It's going to be across the country, and it's not naming other places. They are going to name it later. So listen into Raila Odinga talking about this Kamkunji.
Therefore, we are here to announce that our Kamkunji meeting is on in Nairobi this Friday, as we had announced. But it is not just a Kamkunji in Nairobi, but a Kamkunji across the country, where this third liberation will be launched.
Then the third thing, which I think for me was the most important announcement, and Eugene Omalo actually talked about it during their last statement, that they are going to begin collection of signatures to remove William Ruto from office. Basically, in my view, what they are going to do is to initiate 1 million signature collection with a view of forcing a referendum. You know, referendum can be conducted in a country, especially in Kenya, through popular initiative and through parliament. They can't succeed in parliament. Why? William Ruto is already in control of government. Of parliament. So the only thing is to go to the public. And because the public are already tired the way they're telling you guys there, it means it will be easy to collect 1 million signatures. I'm sure today, if Raila Odinga were to say that they are collecting 1 million signatures to force the government to lower cost of unga or to remove that finance bill, I'm 100% sure that they are going to get that number easily in Mount Kenya.
On that day, 7th July 2023, that is coming Friday, among other activities, we will launch a signature collection to signify our rejection of a Kenya Kwanza illegitimate regime and its policies, especially the punitive taxes. As we speak, fuel, food, fare are all going up in prices. In fact, fare is already going up by 30%. Fellow Kenyans, as a people, we are not given to suffering in silence. We do not kneel before dictators and beg for their mercy. Even the few who do still suffer humiliation and even death. So we fight.
But again, on the same signature collection, which is going to likely to culminate into a referendum, if you ask me, William Ruto would also be praying for that particular move, because he also wants to initiate a referendum. But I'm not so sure whether Ruto would support a referendum. Do you think he would support a referendum? One thing I'm sure about is that William Ruto is not keen on a referendum, but is keen on watering down the 2010 constitution using parliament. For him, parliament is the root. For Raila Odinga, it's the people. So let us wait and see how all this is going to turn out. And then Raila Odinga, number 4, is also talking about unity of Kenyans to push for change.
We invite all our people to prepare to join the Kamkunji in Nairobi and in different other places across the country on Friday. I want to repeat that it's not just in Nairobi. It will be in other centers across the country, and the names are going to be announced shortly. Thank you, Kenyans.
I tend to think that what Raila Odinga and Azimio are trying to figure out is how to rally Kenyans. You know, Kenyans are very bitter with the government. The cost of living are high. But again, that cannot really mean that they support Azimio. For example, you can't say that anybody in the Rift Valley who voted for William Ruto and Mountain who voted for William Ruto in 2022 and is now bitter with him is now supporting Azimio and will easily support the push. So Raila Odinga is pushing for unity, just for one thing, to rally Kenyans. But it will also depend with how they are going to package. And that's where William Ruto comes in. He will infiltrate Raila Odinga's camp.
We believe in the law and the rule of law and will act within the law. But only weapon that we have in our hands is our sovereign power to picket, to protest, boycott, and embark on civil disobedience. And we begin this on Friday, July the 7th. And fellow Kenyans, we want you to know that we are right, we are not wrong.
Then number 5, Raila Odinga is also preempting William Ruto's reaction or Kenya Kwanza government's reaction, the police, and is making it very clear that they are going to have a non-violent protest against government. That they are going to have protest, they are going to picket, they are going to boycott, and they are going to participate in civil disobedience without any violence. So for me, I think it's communicating to the international community, and also they are trying to set up the police. They want to see how police are going to react. And just like I've always said before, if they are not careful, they will be infiltrated, their plans will be known, and before they knew, something dangerous is going to happen. Chaos is going to erupt in their rallies, and they'll be blamed for it.
By resorting to civil disobedience and protests, we can't be wrong unless the law itself is wrong. The same law that sets up the governments and its institutions like parliament, the courts, the police, etc., allows us to picket, to protest, and engage in boycotts and present petitions. We are not wrong. We are acting within the law, and we expect nobody to frighten us. We must never be made to believe that we are wrong when we protest.
And lastly, Raila Odinga is also issuing a serious warning to William Ruto to stop threatening them. So let us wait and see how this Saba Saba rally is going to pan out. And I'm actually going to put a lot of my effort in trying to dissect the implication of the mandamanos. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.